Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the real Cut My Music Wrestling. It's your boy, the Black Patriot, once again bringing you the dopest wrestling content on the net because wrestling is my number one passion and wrestling is my number one priority. Yeah. Now that the introductions are out of the way, remember, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe. It's a small thing for you, but to me, it means the world, and it means the world to the channel. Hitting that like button lets the algorithm know that you liked what you saw, and it will put me in the rotation. I can reach other like-minded individuals, those individuals that have a passion and a love for this crazy sport we call pro wrestling. And tonight, I'm reviewing Raw as usual, a Raw review. The Black Patriot is here, bringing you the content that you enjoy. And let me just say, while this episode of Raw was not utter trash, how it's usually been, it was okay. If I had to grade this episode of Raw, I would give it a C. Nothing, nothing higher because it just wasn't. It wasn't hitting on nothing. It was just bearable. It was tolerable. I didn't want to rip my eyes out watching it. I wasn't bored completely out of my mind. Not saying that the show was great, but it was a step in the right direction because WWE been putting out straight trash content. SmackDown was terrible. Saturday Night Main Event was horrible. The last few weeks of Raw has been nothing but garbage, nothing but sewer water. It's just been terrible. So maybe they're going to step their game up, and if this is a step in the right direction, I'm here for it. It's WWE, so I'll take the baby steps. This episode was slightly above mid, and mid being, when I say something is mid, I'm saying it's average. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. This was slightly better than mid. I'm giving it a C, and I cannot go any higher than that. The show starts off with Seth Rollins and his still unnamed stable in the ring. It's Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman, Bronson Reed, and Bron Breakker. As I've always said, Bron Breakker should be front and center. Bron Breakker has the most upside potential out of this group, and I'm going to tell you why. Seth Rollins is pushing 40. I think he had his birthday. He might be 40. 40 may not be old in real world years, but a 40-year-old wrestler, that is damn near ancient. They usually don't wrestle past 45, that is, and if any wrestlers are hitting 50, that is like too long to be wrestling. So Seth Rollins already has said that his body cannot keep up anymore. He's already made it clear that he's winding down. Why is this stable not centered around Bron Breakker, who is young, who is strong, who got an excellent look, and with the proper booking, he could be the future? Is he going to be another John Cena, another Brock Lesnar, another Roman Reigns? Who knows? But of the current crop of superstars that WWE has, Bron Breakker has the most potential. If Seth Rollins is going to be the brains and the mastermind behind this stable, then he should be trying to get the world title, not for himself, but for Bron Breakker. The promo is boring, okay? Bronson Reed and Breakker says nothing. They just stand there. Paul Heyman does his, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Paul Heyman. He even tells the crowd to acknowledge Seth Rollins. I am not here for a Seth Rollins bloodline. Like, come on. Seth Rollins is not Roman Reigns. And we had 4 years of his bloodline. Then we got the Solo Sikoa bloodline still going on. Now you trying to give us Seth bloodline? WWE is clearly just out of sorts. They have no creative. They have no idea what they're doing. They're just recycling old storylines. You don't believe me? Yes. Roman Reigns bloodline. We're on the Seth Rollins bloodline now. You got Solo Sikoa's bloodline. At one point, Judgment Day was the golf bloodline. Then you had Damage Control was the all-girl bloodline. Like, these Bamas are just giving us the same stuff. Rinse, wash, repeat, a different coat of paint, damage control, judgment day, but it's all the bloodline. It's always a stable imploding. That's all it is. And like I said, this promo was boring. Seth Rollins has nothing to say. Paul Heyman says the same thing. And as good as Paul Heyman is on the mic, you can't just be repetitive because, yeah, you sound good. I hear you talking, but I've heard this before. I've heard this already. I'm not here for the revolutionary, the visionary bloodline. I don't like it. Paul Heyman hypes up Braun Breaker as the future, which he is. He hypes up Bronson Reed as a destroyer, which he is. But this stable is just ridiculous. It's like a stroke Seth's ego stable. I don't know. And since Seth has always been really good with Triple H, always pays homage to Triple H. That's why he incorporated the pedigree into his moveset. Maybe it's just Triple H allowing him to stroke his ego because it's ridiculous. I'm not here for Seth Rollins' bloodline. I don't like this storyline, and I don't like where it's going. Granted, if it picks up, if there's action involved, obviously I'm going to enjoy that. Good wrestling, I'm here for that. But as it is right now on paper, it just looks like another version of the bloodline recycled, and I'm not here for that. The first match of the show is Penta versus Dragon Lee versus Chad Gable. Chad Gable has been in this weird feud and rivalries with luchadors for weeks and weeks and weeks now. He's even morphed into his luchador alter ego, El Grande Americano. So hilariously, with him, all this beef, all this feuding and fighting with luchadors, with the masked wrestlers, tonight he has to face both of them, yo. And at the beginning of the match, the luchadors decided to team up on him because they're not dumb. And in WWE is the way they're playing it. Everybody knows who Chad Gable is. El Grande Americano. It's obvious. Even Michael Cole on commentary keep calling it out. So the luchadors know it's him. They know it's him that's been in their business and been causing them trouble. So they decided to team. Penta and Dragon Lee start kicking the crap out of Chad Gable almost immediately. As soon as the match started, they're whooping his butt. He gets tossed out of the ring, and then Penta, which I actually thought they would team up a little bit longer, Penta immediately tries to roll up Dragon Lee, and obviously he gets out of it. It's a pretty good match, yo. Dragon Lee and Penta is all over the ring. They bring in the lucha style. Chad Gable is bringing the mat game, the wrestling know-how, the catch as catch can. And it's a very good dynamic. This was a good match. I cannot take anything away from the physicality and the ring work. As much as I don't like some of the stories, as much as I don't like some of the reasons that these guys are facing each other, and it's actually refreshing to see Penta not wrestling a member of the Judgment Day for a change. The ring work is good. I've said that all the time. I don't ever blame the actual wrestlers for the bad WWE content. That's on booking. That's on creative. That's on the suit in the back. When these guys and girls come out to the ring, they do their best they can when they're not phoning it in. These three were not phoning it in tonight. It was a really good match. Like I said, there's lucha, they're flying, they're flipping, they're doing their thing. Chad Gable brings the mat brilliance. At one point, he shuts them both down with a couple of suplexes and over the head throws. Then he tosses Lee out of the ring. It's him 1v1 with Penta, and Penta absolutely outperforms him. At one point, though, it seems like it seemed like Penta botched because the way it was like a power driver sunset flip combo, and it almost looked like Gable's neck compressed. It looked like he dropped him on his neck. I didn't like it. They didn't call it a botch. I haven't heard anything about Chad Gable being injured. I did not like the way it looked, yo. Penta and Gable end up fighting to the outside to avoid Dragon Lee dive. That was a cool spot. So Penta and Gable was wrecking on the outside. I don't know who Dragon Lee was actually aiming for, but Chad Gable was able to sidestep. He came soaring out of the ring like a torpedo, taking Penta out. They land behind the announce table. Pat McAfee kept mentioning that spot because it was sick. And he flew out of the ring. I never seen nobody come out of the ring that fast, young. Then they're back in the ring. The action is fast paced. There's a couple of super kicks exchanged between Penta and Dragon Lee. And then Gable comes and he catches them with a nasty power bomb. Then he catches them both. You know, he does that simultaneous lift German suplex. He suplexes them both. Chad Gable is underrated in the strength department. Because if you see him, obviously he's in great shape, but he doesn't look like a heavily muscular guy like Brock Lesnar. But this dude is strong as heck, yo. And it seems like he can German suplex anybody, yo. Then Gable comes off the top rope and lands a moonsault. He tries to go back up, but Vikingo, the guy he's facing at the Mexican pay-per-view, comes over, kicks him in the head, busts him open because when he hit the ground, he was bleeding, so he kicked the shit out of him. He goes back. Dragon Lee is able to land a double stomp from the top rope, but Penta immediately catches him with a Mexican destroyer. Chad Gable tries to take advantage, but Penta hits him with the Penta driver for the win and qualifying for the Money in the Bank, yo. Like I say, this was a really great match. The action was fast and fierce. They were all over the place. It set up the rivalry between Chad Gable and Vikingo because obviously he's just on this lucha hit list. He's fighting all the luchadors, whatever. It was a good match, yo. Next, we get a funny backstage segment with Judgment Day. You get Liv, Dom, Roxanne, and Carlito involved in this. So Judgment Day is backstage. They don't know that Liv is back from shooting her movie. But Roxanne comes in. She offers Dom some chicken nuggets. And then she was like, "Oh, you look like you need a massage." So she tries to give him a massage, and right then and there, that's when Liv pops up. So this is not the kind of rivalry I wanted Roxanne or Liv to be involved in like this. Oh, we're fighting over a man. For one, it's recycled because Liv and Rhea was fighting over Dom. But I'll take it because I'm a fan of Roxanne and I'm a fan of Liv Morgan. If them two are going to be in the ring together and eventually have a series of wrestling matches, I'm here for that. That is something I know I will enjoy because I like both of them. But I wish it would be over a championship, not over Dom. But that seems where WWE is going with this because, again, uncreative. This is the only thing they could possibly think of. The only possible thing that two women could be feuding over is a man. All right, whatever. I like Liv Morgan. I like Roxanne Perez. If this is going to get them in the ring together, fine. I'll take it. Liv is clearly pissed about what she saw. You could tell by the look on her face. Roxanne tries to introduce herself. Liv gives her the one finger shush. Dom tries to explain herself. She said, "I don't need to hear that. Raquel has been keeping me abreast of everything that's been going on, so I know what's been going on." The whole time, Finn Balor is laughing his ass off. It's like he wants Judgment Day to break up. It's like he wants this drama in the group. I guess he really is just still secretly jealous of Dominic winning the Continental Champion. Dominic has been the champion for a few weeks now, and he has not wrestled on Raw. When was the last time he wrestled on Raw? He didn't wrestle this week. He didn't wrestle last week. I don't have any Dominic matches in my notes. So he won the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania, and he's not really doing anything. No, he won it at Backlash, I'm sorry. But he won it and he's not doing anything. This is the kind of booking you can expect from Triple H and Lee Fitting, and this is why their shows are dog shit bad. This is why the best thing they can muster is an average show. They probably thought this was a banger, but the crowd reaction, crowd engagement, audience engagement, and the ratings show otherwise. Raw is actually in its lowest it's ever been. And this is a show that started off with 6 million viewers on Netflix and have steadily declined each week because this is the best that they can give us. Carlito had a hilarious line though to finish the segment off. After that, well, Dominic was just standing there looking dumb, and he was like, "Bro, you got to stop trying to eat Roxanne's nuggets, yo." So I did laugh at that, yo. Next, there's Tozawa versus Rusev in a absolute squash that no one cared about. If a pin dropped in the arena, you would have heard it. It was absolute silence, yo, and deservedly so. Like, what is this match? What is this? What am I supposed to be invested in? This is nothing that anybody wants to see. We already knew Rusev was going to win. Tozawa, for being an actual great wrestler, look up his stuff before he came to WWE. Matter of fact, even in WWE, when it was the cruiserweight division, when he was pushed as a serious competitor, he is actually a good wrestler. He is actually, dare I say, great in the ring. He's really good, but he's a comedy joke character jobber now. No one cares about Tozawa, and they're absolutely ruining Rusev Day. He should have came back doing his Rusev Day gimmick. Why would you bring this dude in as a heel? Like, the fans want to be involved. The fans want to cheer. We're in that era. They want to sing. They want to do all these things. And you're going to bring him in as a heel, so we automatically is going to not like him. But since he's not getting any heel heat, what he's getting is just apathy. It was quiet when he was out there. He beats Tozawa. He beats him by submission. After the match, he's still trying to punish Tozawa. So he's still trying to punish Tozawa, but Sheamus comes out. Okay, there we go. I was trying to get it out. Sheamus comes out, his old League of Nations buddy. Sheamus comes out in the ring, and Sheamus stops him. Okay, so we're going to set up a feud between Sheamus and Rusev. It should be, what do Sheamus say? A banger after banger after banger. Both of these guys can go in the ring, so I will allow it, but this segment was boring. This was a nothing segment. His matches with Sheamus should be good, and the other should is Rusev should be a face doing his Rusev Day gimmick, yo. So as Rusev in his current incarnation is a waste of his talent and a waste of his potential, and the fans are not into it. Then you get the triple threat match with the New Day versus the War Raiders and American Made. I've seen a lot of triple threats, yo. Like, all the Money in the Bank matches are triple threats. This is a triple threat. The New Day come out first, even though they're the champs. I don't understand that. And this match was just basic as hell. Nothing to see here. Standard match. The Creed brothers come out looking like dumbasses, and I'm going to explain why. They're teaming with the New Day against the War Raiders, but this is a triple threat for the title. The New Day are just as much as your adversaries as the War Raiders are, and this is for a championship. Come on now. They have to do what the script says, obviously, but it's dumb. They look stupid. Why are they helping the New Day win when they need to be helping themselves? They're in a match for the tag team titles, and they're teaming with the New Day, even celebrating in the ring together. So obviously, and I don't know which jobber brother it was, one of them ends up getting pinned by Xavier Woods because they're dumbasses. This whole segment made them look dumb. Why would they be helping a team when they're in a tag match for the tag titles? Do you want the belts, or do you want to befriend the New Day? They look dumb. They look like idiots, yo. This match was terrible. Moving right along. You got Sami Zayn and Jey Uso backstage. This is just a little quick segment. Sami like, oh, I should have went out there earlier when they were talking trash. I should have went out there. I should have did something. And Jey stating the obvious, like, what are you going to do? Go out there by yourself and get beat up? Like, come on, bro. We got to be smarter than that. We got to pick our spots. And Jay is absolutely right. So he tells him if they want to stop them from gathering too much power, he's already the world heavyweight champion. So it's up to Sammy to go out there to win this Money in the Bank qualifying match so he could get the briefcase. That'll stop Seth Rollins from gaining too much power. And he tells Sammy, if you need me, I got you. I got your back. I'll be there for you if you need me. So that is that. Sammy is in a match later on. It's a triple threat match. And it's going to be, it was actually one of the best thing about this show. If that match, that triple threat match did not deliver, this show would have been a D, possibly a F, because everything else was mid to bad. That triple threat main event boosted the whole show up because it was so good. Then we get Io Sky and Kyrie backstage again. If I'm going to say it about Dom being the Intercontinental Champion and not doing anything, once again, Io Sky, the Women's World Heavyweight Champion, is only seen on the show for this brief backstage segment. Why is the Women's World Champion not wrestling? Why is she only on the show in backstage segments? You just see her standing backstage holding the belt. Like, what is this? Get Io involved with the show. Come on now, you got a pay-per-view in less than 2 weeks. Money in the Bank. Get Io involved. She wasn't even on the last pay-per-view. Like, come on. Like, come on, man. So Liv Morgan comes back there. Words are exchanged. She's like, oh, is this a Damage Control reunion? I thought that stable died. Laugh, 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 whatever. Io is just silent. Kyrie and Liv get in each other's face. So they're going to have a match later on. And I want to see it. Because I like Liv Morgan and I like Kyrie. So then we got Jey Uso coming out to the ring. Again, Jey Uso is literally showing that outside of like CM Punk, because CM Punk is obviously a GOAT, a legend of the industry, that he's the only person on this show with an ounce of charisma. Him, Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch, CM Punk, and of course Seth Rollins. That is the only thing. Those are the only stars on this show, yo. The crowd popped for Liv Morgan when she popped up in the back, because obviously I said time away makes the heart grow fonder, maybe because she was gone shooting that movie. They missed her. When she popped up in the back, they popped. When she come out in her match to fight Kyrie, they popped. Obviously, they pop hard for Becky. Obviously, they're going to pop for CM Punk. And Jey Uso is showing that he is the only star. So I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to listen to all this Jey Uso slander, excuse me, when he is the only person over. It is what it is. He's the only guy over. He's the only guy getting a reaction from the crowd. He should be in the position that he's in. If you don't like Jey Uso and you don't like what he's doing, that's not on Jey. That's on Triple H, because he has not built no other stars. So if Jey is over, we have to run with Jey. He's the biggest baby face in the company outside of LA Knight, who they just won't push. So we have to run with Jey. Jey comes out and he's talking, and before he could even get going, and he was going, the beginning of this promo was good, but when Gunther came out, this Bama Gunther comes out, and once again, it's just like the life was sucked out of the arena. What little life was there, what little fan engagement was there, what little involvement was there. It's like he comes out and just sucks the soul out of the building. This dude is the definition of boring. I don't understand why they just won't drop the Gunther project. This man is mid. I've said it about him. I've said it about Damian Priest. I am not saying that they don't have a place for wrestling for them in the WWE. It's just not the main event because these guys are just not main event talent. They are not talented at all. They deserve to be right where they are. Tag team, Intercontinental, United States level, nothing higher. Gunther is terrible. He cannot cut a promo. He has no charisma. He doesn't dress well. He just at once Gunther hit the ring, the promo became terrible. And at one point, I think Jay was so bored by Gunther that he forgot his lines, or he's about to fall asleep or something. So no, this whole segment was mid. It was bad, yo. Gunther is trying to downplay Jay's as a champion, saying it does not suit you. Gunther, it does not suit you. Look at yourself and look at past WWE champions. Look at CM Punk. Look at John Cena. Look at The Rock. Look at Stone Cold Steve Austin. Look at Edge. Look at Shawn Michaels. Look at Undertaker. Look at guys that were champions. How does it not suit Jay, but it suits you? Everybody I named was not boring. Everybody I named could cut a promo. Everybody I named looked like a superstar. These boxes, Jay checks all these boxes. Gunther checks none of them. If I compare Gunther to anybody, it would be Vladimir Kozlov. Like, come on, man. After this segment, there is the Liv Morgan versus Kyrie. So Liv Morgan versus Kyrie, and like I said, absence must have made the heart grow fonder because the crowd does pop for Liv, yo. The match is what it is. Again, it's not anything to write home about between them two. Basic throwaway match. WWE is trying to play again on Judgment Day imploding, so but the execution is wrong. They're going to try to make it seem like Roxanne and Raquel caused Liv Morgan this match when Roxanne's interference was picture perfect. She set Liv up. All Liv had to do was close the deal. She pushed Kyrie off the top rope perfectly when the referee wasn't looking. So she did not lose this match because of Roxanne, and Raquel distracted the referee at the right moment too to give Roxanne the opportunity to push Kyrie off the top rope. But WWE wants to play it like they caused Liv the match, even having Liv going as far as saying she blames Raquel for it. With the end of the day, she lost because Kyrie beat her. That's it. She went for the Oblivion, Kyrie countered it and pinned her. That had nothing to do with Raquel and Roxanne. See, WWE thinks we're stupid. They think we're dumb. They think nobody will see this. You're going to try to make it seem like they caused her the match, but you have Roxanne come out and do a picture-perfect push off the top rope. With Raquel she distracted the referee at the perfect moment. How is it their fault? Liv lost because Kyrie outplayed her. That's it. But they're pushing the narrative that it was Roxanne and Raquel's fault. Like, come on, man. Come on, young. Next, we get Rhea Ripley, who's not going to be on the show, obviously, because this is a video package with Rhea Ripley just saying she's definitely going to win the Money in the Bank. Tiffany Stratton and Io Sky better hold those titles because Mommy in the Bank is coming. And you know what? She's in this match, so there's a strong possibility she's going to win this match, but we'll see. Backstage, Judgment Day continues to implode. Like I said, Liv actually blames Raquel for her loss, even though she lost clean to Kyrie because she got her move countered. But somehow that was Raquel's fault. Do better, Triple H. Do better, man. That's all I'm going to say. Do better, bro. Like, if you, as a wrestling insider, someone that was a professional wrestler, now you're booking professional wrestling. Everything that happens in the ring is because Triple H says it's going to happen. If you're going to book this as Roxanne and Raquel caused Liv this match, and don't have them perfectly distract the referee and perfectly push Kyrie off the top rope because everything they did was perfect. Liv lost because she got countered. Stop with the narrative. We're not dumb. We're not 5. We're adults. We can see. Like, come on, man. Next, you have Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch promo. This was a good little segment. Lyra is getting better on the mic. You can tell that mic work isn't her strong suit, and she is really trying. Before, like we said a few weeks ago, we said that promo she cut against Becky was her best promo. This promo was better than that one. So she is trying. She is trying to improve, and she caught Becky with some good zingers. The confidence is there. She's already beaten Becky twice. Once for the NXT Women's title, beat her again for the WWE Women's Intercontinental title. So she has Becky number. Obviously, you can tell by the way Lyra is being booked. Somebody in the back has their eye on her. She's obviously the one being elevated. When they had the tournament for the Women's Intercontinental title, everybody knew Lyra was going to win. There was no doubt in nobody's mind that Lyra was going to win. So somebody got there. She's someone's favorite in the back. She's obviously being elevated. I don't think she's going to beat Becky for the 3rd time, but who knows? Because I honestly think they only brought Becky back is to get Lyra over. Remember, Becky was sort of pseudo-retired. She had her kid. She asked for the time off. It was granted. She was saying she wasn't going to come back. So it's gotten to the point where they had to bring her out of her retirement to try to get people over because WWE's book and WWE's creative team, their horrible, terrible writing is not getting anybody over. So maybe in their mind, Becky can give the rub to Lyra and use some of Becky's star power to boost Lyra. I definitely want to see this match because I just want to know. Because if Lyra beats Becky for the 3rd time, then yes, Lyra should be moving up to the women's world title division, yo. Because it is what it is. She's on the rise. If she drops the belt to Becky, then again, it would just be using Becky's star power to elevate the title. So the whole feud, just having Lyra in Becky's vicinity, is elevating Lyra, bringing her up, and then having Becky win the Intercontinental title is obviously going to elevate that belt as well, just for Becky Lynch holding it. So this is good. This is good. Next, you got a backstage segment with Karrion Kross and Sami Zayn. Karrion Kross is continue being creepy, being a weirdo, but stirring the pot, yo. He told Sami, like, bro, you know you never gonna win a world title, right? You know that, right? Sami said, I'm going to deal with you later. And that's all he says. And I was like, well, at first I was like, that's all he's going to say. But I was like, whatever. He has a big match, main event coming up. So, yeah, he'll deal with Kross later. So, if Sami loses this match, which he did, then more than likely it's going to be maybe Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross at Money in the Bank. That's also a match I wouldn't mind seeing. The crowd actually popped for Karrion Kross. He didn't do anything but stand in the back. So he is getting himself over. You can hear the interest. You can hear the crowd. It will behoove Triple H, Lee Fittings, and the powers that be to work with Karrion Kross. Stop this slow-burning nonsense. The engagement is there. The interest is there. Let's pull the plug on Karrion Kross. Let's do it. Let's pull the trigger, I mean. Come on, before it's too late. There's a star in the making. You can see it brewing. You can see it simmering. Let's do it. Next is the triple threat main event. It's Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn. This match saved the show. This match saved the show. If it was not for this main event, like I said, this show could have possibly been a D. It could have been one of the worst episodes of Raw. But this match saved it. All 3 of these guys bringing it. Seth Rollins can absolutely go in the ring. There's no question about that. Finn Balor can absolutely go in the ring without question. Sami Zayn can absolutely go in the ring. There's no question about that. The three guys involved, this should have been a banger. I thought it was. Started off, the action in the match was pretty 50-50. Everybody was doing their moves. Everybody was getting it in. Nobody seemed to have the advantage over anyone. But at the same time, you know Finn Balor is not going to win this. And you know Sami wasn't going to win. I already knew that Seth Rollins was going to win this match, but it was still good. Action is in the center of the ring. It spills to the outside. Sami catches them both with a clean springboard moonsault, courtesy of Sabu. Once he lands the move, he hits the Sabu pose, paying homage to Sabu. He goes for a Blue Thunder Bomb, but Seth counters it with a sit-out Falcon Arrow. There's a lot of back and forth, a lot of countering in this match, yo. Then we got Sami and Balor fighting on the top rope. Seth tries to sneak one in, but Sami catches him with a top rope sunset flip set out power bomb. There's a lot to say. It was pretty good too. Finn Balor tries to take advantage of that and throws Sami out of the ring. Then Seth is involved and he tries to get in there, but then he's countered it. He counters into a DDT. They're countering each other all over the place. I mean, I'm talking about Seth Rollins was trying to pedigree both of them multiple times. It's just multiple counters. They're very evenly matched. And that's another thing. Like I say, Triple H loves this 50-50 booking, young. Finn tries to take advantage, but Seth reverses it into a pedigree. Then Sami returns to the match. Seth tries to pedigree him, but Balor counters that pedigree attempt with a sling blade. Then Balor tries to catch Sami with the shotgun drop kick, but he counters that attempt and sets him up for a superplex off the top rope, which does connect. Then Seth comes out of nowhere and hits Sami with a frog splash, yo. The match continues with all three pressing the offense, trying to put each other away. Finn and Sami both counter-agree, more pedigree attempts, then Seth finally hit Finn with a pedigree on his third attempt, but Sami breaks up the pin. Seth eventually lands a pedigree on Sami, but Sami kicks out. Rollins then goes for a stomp. Sami counters that into a Blue Thunder Bomb. However, Seth countered the Blue Thunder Bomb into a stomp with Sami counters again into an actual Blue Thunder Bomb for a two count. This is a really sick sequence that the crowd actually erupts to. I have not heard that kind of reaction out of the crowd in a long time, so it was really good to hear it, because that's another thing that I've been missing. I've been missing the fan engagement. I've been missing the noise from the crowd. Like, the crowd plays a very heavy part in if the match can appear to be boring or not. And like, the fan engagement has not been there, but this time it's there, yo. After that, yo, Finn gets them both with a shotgun drop kick. They're in the drop zone. He's going to the top rope. He tried to go for the coup de grace, but they both get out of the way. And then while he's coming down, he's caught with a Seth Rollins curb stomp. And as I'm talking about, as soon as he lands it, he's immediately hit with a Helluva kick. So this match is crazy, man. Like, crazy. Like, I enjoy stuff like this because I'm a work rate guy. I really mostly, I'm the kind of wrestling fan that care about the in-ring action more than anything. And this match absolutely delivered, yo. So Sami tries to pin him off the Helluva kick, and of course, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed comes out. They interferes in the match. This prompts Jey Uso to keep his promise and come out because he has Sami's back. And I'm talking about this Bama. Jey Uso delivers like 4 or 5 super kicks. At one point, he's just ping-ponging these Bamas back and forth super kicks until Seth Rollins grabs him from the inside of the ring. That brief distraction is enough to allow Braun Breaker to spear him, rocks Jey Uso. He's speared. Dominic actually comes down, the Intercontinental Champion who's not doing anything. He slides a chair in the ring, but you like, is he sliding it to Finn Balor? Who knows? Seth Rollins knew because before Finn Balor could even react, he lands a curb stop onto the chair, catches Finn Balor, 1, 2, 3. A hell of a match comes to an end. It was crazy. It was exciting. It saved the show. CM Punk comes out. Well, his music hits. So, of course, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed going to turn around. They want to stop him at the pass. They go up the ramp to try to stop him. But he comes out of the crowd, grabs Seth Rollins, puts his ass to sleep with the GTS, leaves the ring before Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker can come back. The show ends with CM Punk celebrating in the crowd, yo. Like I said at the beginning, this was a better episode of Raw than all previous episodes. And I'm talking about even some of the ones from last year before I even had a YouTube channel. Some of the videos that I recorded with on my old YouTube channel. I've been recording non-stop terrible Raws. This one was actually okay. It was watchable. This main event was a banger, a classic. So there you have it, guys. After a whole, almost a year long of dookie, terrible WrestleMania season, disgusting build to WrestleMania, 2 horrible pay-per-views, WWE may be on its way out of the darkness because this is a step in the right direction. This episode of Raw was actually watchable. It was actually tolerable. It was okay. It was decent. I didn't want to throw up. I didn't want to bust my TV. It was not garbage. It was not doo-doo sitting on the curb in the sun. Guys, thank you very much. Remember, like, comment, share, subscribe. It's your boy, the Black Patriot, here for you, bringing you the wrestling content that you deserve, calling these promoters out. If I see something and it's crap, I'm going to say it's crap. If it's good, I'm going to tell you it's good. Unbiased, truthful, honest wrestling content, directly to the point. No BS. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and as always, peace out. Be safe, guys.